Good morning. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing good today. All right, guys. So looking at the market this morning, the SPY is green again, up to almost 700s on the SPY. Q is at about 624s. Both of them are pretty green relative to yesterday's closing price. Bitcoin is down a little bit from where it was yesterday. It's at 95.5s right now. Nvidia still hasn't broken over 190s yet. It's basically where we were yesterday when we looked at it. We did have a lot of different news sources that came out. We had like Intel. Citigroup raised Intel's price target. It's up a little bit today. We had some earnings come out this morning. Specifically, I think it was like smaller bank stocks. Not small, but smaller. We had PNC, State Street, Regions, M&T Bank this morning. Regions missed EPS, beat revenue. PNC Financial beat EPS, beat revenue. And MTB, M&T Bank beat EPS and revenue as well. There's some smaller banks today, nothing really major in that context. Yeah, Intel Intel was raised by Citigroup to neutral from a sell. They raised their price target to $50 from 29s. News over the last few days, we had AMD planned for a i450 series data center GPU launching in this year in 2026 with the new Ryzen AI processors. ARM faced a Bank of America downgrade to neutral with valuation concerns. So ARM AI stock is down, but it's back up a little bit today. Yeah, so ARM is actually green on the day. It had a red day yesterday, though. Yeah, and Canada apparently is going to cut Chinese EV tariffs and trade reset. U.S. also maybe reached a trade deal with Taiwan as of this morning. So the president's sweeping tariffs. Wait, when are they supposed to rule on the tariffs? Let me see. But I know we had potentially Wednesday, but we didn't actually get a tariff decision. Yeah, Prime Minister Mark Carney of Canada and China's president have reached a deal to cut tariffs on Chinese EVs in return for lower duties on Canadian farm products. Also, yesterday on Thursday, the U.S. and Taiwan did reach a trade deal. The countries announced. The U.S. said it would drive a massive reshoring of America's semiconductor sector, which is helping microchips and AI. NASDAQ is green on the day. China's trade surplus hit a record 1.2 trillion in 2025, despite the tariffs and everything going on. But yeah, what's up, guys? Good morning. Yeah, I see MU is green. Yeah, so big news that I'm showing right now is Micron up over 6%, Western Digital up 5%. So you can look at MU. Okay, look at MU making moves, 355s right now for MU. Wow. Line up there to 355s. Microchip strength. Maybe the Taiwan deal. Yeah, it had a big quarter 1 beat and raise and fresh insider buy. Micron reported earnings, record revenue of about 13.6 billion, up 57% year over year. Non-GAAP EPS of 478 versus 390s. A big gross margin expansion. Guidance for revenue around 18.7 billion. Record margins in EPS, tying the upside directly to AI memory and data center demand. We also had an insider buy. Director Tyen Lude bought 23,200 MU shares for about $8 million. It closed yesterday at 336 and is trading around 350s right now. So it's up huge on this news. Yeah, Micron just flying up, man. Again, AI's been doing really well the last few days. I'm curious to see what happens with some of these. Like the E-mini is green on the day. It's still not over 7,000. The NASDAQ, again, you can kind of see it. It's sitting at 25.8. It's really where we were yesterday. We're not really moving that much from this. Healthcare, defense, industrial tech names show strength. Stocks Charles Schwab, Leidos, Keysight, and several other names trading 1 to 2% higher as well today. It's been a choppy week. We haven't really done too much. Again, we did have regionals in some large banks, PNC, M&T, State Street, and Regions today. Memory and storage names are up. Again, Micron up 6%. Western Digital up about 5%. Look at WDC. WDC also up on the sympathy from everything. Again, just to put this into perspective, Micron released earnings, and it's up huge. Nvidia's up a little bit as well at 189s, but still not where it was yesterday. Yeah, so we see a lot of like memory chip stocks potentially up today. ASML is up big too. Again, Intel was upgraded at Citi. It's up 1.3% today as well. Google up to 335s. That's kind of the news this morning so far. I'm still checking news though, so give me a second. We'll take a look at yields today. Markets are starting to kind of come back down a little bit though. I want to make sure it's not MU falling. Doesn't look like it. Nvidia's dipping down a little bit now. Google, Apple, Amazon, Netflix. Had to buy some more of this. Yields are actually up today. Decent amount here. If you look at yields, like treasuries. Wait, where did that go? Yeah, if you look at treasuries today, they're a little elevated right now. So they are up to 4.187%. Been kind of flat over the last few days though. Since the start of the week, they're basically where they were. So they went down some midweek, and now they're back up to 4.18, 4.17. We don't really have any economic data today. We had U.S. Greenland envoy Landry says the president is serious. I believe there's a deal to be made on Greenland. The Japan Foreign Ministry said we lodged a strong protest in China over the unilateral development of natural resources in the East China Sea. Again, we had PNC earnings come out. They beat EPS, beat revenue. PNC by a pretty good number as well. Again, Citigroup raised Intel's price target to 50 from 29, raised it from a sell to a neutral. Barclays also cut HP to an underweight from equal weights as well. And outside of that, it's a little light today. It's a little light. We are going to trade though. I mean, I might look for 800 buy if we get one, but the NASDAQ is starting to turn. I'm trying to figure out why it's dropping here. It doesn't look like it's I think it could be Nvidia related maybe here, but I don't see big drops in Nvidia. We had a fairly large pullback just now. It's not huge, you know. I don't want to exaggerate the move, but today's Friday. It's been a relatively sideways week with all the things going on with economic reports and you know, stuff like that. Yeah, it's been a little quiet. It's a Friday. But we'll just try to trade a little bit more, maybe. But, yeah, I mean, we are green on the day. We dropped a lot yesterday, though. We did drop a significant amount yesterday in the NASDAQ. If we take a look at it, like on the QQQ yesterday, put up like a 15-minute chart. You can see at the end of the day yesterday, we dropped all the way down. I don't know if we actually technically went red on the day. I don't think we did. I think we were still green, but we did correct some, and now we're back up to around where we were yesterday at the opening bell. This is all a rebound from the drops that we had earlier this week on Wednesday. All right, I do see that U.S. prescriptions for Novo Nordisk were 3,071 for the first 4 days of launch. How's Novo doing? NVO? It's up. Look at Novo this morning. Just MU. Yeah, the market's closed. It's a long weekend as well, guys. Okay, we don't have any economic data to swing things. A little bit more boring today, which is all right. Kind of want to short this, but I'm also kind of shorting a green market on the day. So again, Micron posted earnings, what was it, December 16th? It's a follow through of some of these movements. I see Wall Street bet stocks are up this Friday. Micron is up. Yeah, Micron went up 1% yesterday. I see memory shortage threatens NVIDIA's China AI chip ambitions. So NVIDIA faces a fresh, constraint of its businesses overseas as there's a shortage of advanced memory chips, threatening to limit potential export licenses for H200 processors overseas and raising concerns about sales there. It's probably why okay, so yeah, Micron is up after Taiyan Lu bought 23,200 shares at an average price of $337. It was reported in a Form 4 filing yesterday. The total transaction value was just under $8 million. And so that is the Micron news. Yeah, it's a little slower today for sure after a busy week of economics. Next week's honestly pretty busy, even with the market being closed Monday. And I'm looking forward to it too. I don't have to work. That's I can sleep in. Long weekend. But even with the market being closed, we got some stuff to cover next week. I mean, today we got industrial production capacity, utilization, home builder confidence, and we got some Fed members speaking, but I don't know how much it's going to move markets. None of these are really big reports. Next week we have GDP, PCE inflation, consumer sentiment, manufacturing and services PMI data as well. The week after that, I believe, is the Fed meeting. We have to go check what the date is. Yeah, the week after that's the Fed meeting. So after that, after next week, we get the Fed meeting the week after that. And I don't know if we have any data after that. Let me see. Let me see if I can check this. But I know the week after that, I think it's earnings and the Fed member week. So yeah, here's the week of. Yeah, the Fed member's gonna. The Fed meeting is gonna be on the 29th, I believe, right? Did we get a delayed PPI report that Friday? I don't think they updated this early, so I think we still gotta wait. State Street just posted earnings. They posted adjusted EPS of 297 versus 279 expected. Revenue of 3.667 billion. They expected 3.6 billion. So here is the State Street earnings that just released. I'm not sure when the tariff decision is going to be. I don't think they've scheduled another opinion date. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We don't really know, but it could be Tuesday or Wednesday next week. We're not 100% sure. There's no specific tariff. They only announce it may issue opinions on given mornings at 10 a.m. and it doesn't say in advance which cases are included. So what that means is that like each upcoming opinion day, we could get it, we might not. You know, just like the last two, we thought we might get it, we didn't. It's the same thing here. No specific tariff ruling. Nope, they don't announce which cases are in each batch, right? So we essentially have to just wait and see each day those come out. Each day those come out, we basically got to just kind of... I'm going to cover it like I did the last two, because if we do get it, it's going to be wild news for markets, and it should affect markets drastically. But we got to wait. We got to wait. Silver, on the other hand, if we take a look at silver here, silver still over $90. Gold sitting at 4,600s. But again, the court issue opinions on Wednesday did not rule on the tariffs. The earliest decision now could come in at least a week. It's at least a week, like on a regular session, opinion morning. The official calendar shows argument sessions beginning January 20th, and the court can designate some of those opinion days. So beginning on January 20th, which is Tuesday, they could designate some of those opinion days. And yeah, Tuesday, like Sam said, it could be one of the ones. 10 a.m. on Tuesday, Eastern time, is when we might potentially get a ruling. We'll see. Hey, what's up, Faye? Yeah, I might day trade some stocks today, guys. I'm still going to day trade some few. But if you guys see anything that looks good, let me know. Bitcoin has a little dip now. Still at 95.5s. Yeah, so far we don't have any tariff decision, but I don't know how the market's going to respond even if we do. Again, yields are a little bit higher today. If we take a look at the Fed watch tool this morning, it's sitting at 5%, 95% likely of a pause. So it's still looking almost certain that we're going to pause rates. Again, the next Fed meeting is going to be on January 28th. January 28th. And I think that's right in the middle of earnings season as well, I think, right? Like, I think we get a lot of big earnings on the week of the 26th. If I remember correctly, let me see. So, yeah, the week of the 26th, we get United Airlines or United Health, Boeing, Texas Instruments, AT&T, ASML, General Dynamics, Microsoft, Meta, Tesla, all on the same day, January 28th. The same day as the Fed meeting, we got Microsoft, Meta, and Tesla earnings all the same day. So we got the Fed meeting, Microsoft, Meta, and Tesla earnings all on Wednesday, January 28th. Kind of a, hold on, let me make sure these are confirmed. Yeah, these are confirmed. Then we have Apple on Thursday that day, that week, the 29th. SoFi on Friday next week, or that week, on the 30th. So interesting day for sure. Invested in Supermicro semiconductors, only a small amount. Hey, good luck, Swab. Hope you make some money, brother. What happened to the crypto trading volume today? It's Friday, guys. It's Friday. I would watch crypto Monday. A lot of the time, crypto moves when other conventional markets are closed. Conventional markets are closed Monday. I would watch crypto Monday, Sunday and Monday, to see if it picks up over the weekend and starts to do something, either going up big or down big. But a lot of the time, Bitcoin and crypto can move when other conventional markets are closed. And so that's what I would watch Bitcoin. I'm not saying it's not going to move today. What I'm just saying is you should watch it for them. Yeah. So again, kind of a quiet day for news, a little bit boring. We'll find some stuff to do to make it entertaining today. Again, State Street just reported earnings. They BDPS beat revenue. Net inflows were 85 billion. They expected 42.67 billion. Net interest income 802 million versus 760 million expected. State Street just came out. If you look at State Street here, State Street, ST, yeah. Not really moving much on this report. Again, MU, the big one today, up huge after a big insider buy. Nasdaq is in this range. We're definitely watching for this. Silver is still over 90. It's kind of flat. The new scroller. Yeah, I just switched it out altogether, so. But I appreciate it anyway, Faye. You guys take days off? I'm taking Monday off. I'm not streaming Monday. I don't think anybody is, but. Oh, let's see what we get. All right. If we get over the 200 exponential and then pull back to it, I might buy that. If we get over the 200 EMA and then pull back to it, I might buy that. We will see. I'll give it time. Monday is Martin Luther King Day. Markets are closed. Most markets. See if we can get over this 200 exponential. I got an 825 level here that seems to be respected some. I do want to look at like 850 up here, but 853 just held so well yesterday. Here's another rejection at the 200 exponential. Again, we did have State Street earnings come out. We had some upgrades and stuff. Again, STX upgraded at Susquehanna. HPQ downgraded at Barclays. Barclays. Novo was up big today on some news as well. Again, the U.S. Greenland envoy Landry says he believes there is a deal to be made on Greenland. And yields are slightly higher today as well regarding gold and silver futures. There's the NASDAQ pushing back. Let's see if it holds. Any stocks that look cheap right now, guys? Any investments that look cheap, I should say. Like, what stocks look cheap to you right now? Gotta be something that looks reasonably priced today. What's been again? I'll tell you guys what I look for in swing trades and investments, like shorter term investments and swing trades. What I look for specifically is I want something that has a healthy upward trend, that has pulled back over like a 6 to 8 month period or less than 6 to 8 months of pullbacks, but pulling back nonetheless, right? Low PE ratio. Not a sector that I think is going to be obsolete in the future anytime soon, and a sector that has some growth potential. What I look for. That is kind of my conditions for buying short-term investments and swing trades. That's kind of what I'm looking for. You know. So that's what I'm waiting on. Fine. If you got anything that fits that specific description, let me know. I'm looking. Robinhood with earnings coming next month. Netflix. I'm in Netflix already, actually. I'm in Netflix. I'm in Meta. I'm in PayPal already. I'm red on PayPal. Red on Netflix. Green on Meta so far. I might add more to Netflix and just sit on it long term because I think Netflix is going to be fine. I see somebody saying Visa. Visa. Okay, so Visa has been pulling back some. Visa's probably pulling back on the cap news, maybe potentially. Let me see. Hold on. The Visa's been pulling back. Visa's really been pulling back most of the. I mean, it's flat on the year. Okay. Still in an upward trend. What's the PE ratio for Visa? Hey, thank you for becoming a member, Gabriel. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for becoming a member. Again, I'm looking at Visa. What's the PE ratio for Visa? 32 to 33 as of January. It's not the worst. I mean, it's not great. It's not terrible either, though. For Visa here. I'll consider this one. I wish it would have pulled back a little bit more, though. It's kind of flat. Like, I don't know if I'd consider this some big pullback, though. Like, here's this year. Like, here's where it opened the year, and this is where it is now. So it's actually technically green a little bit on the year. It is underperforming some. The only thing with this one is that the credit card cap news might cause some volatility in the short term. Is the only thing. ARM, I mean, ARM's too new. I made my money in ARM already. Like, I bought ARM. I very rarely attack IPOs, and ARM was one of the ones I did, and I wrote it up to like 150 or something and then sold it. Can't remember exactly where, but got in on IPO day. Not IPO. I don't know when I got in, but I got in very cheap and wrote it up hundreds of %, I think. Oh, the cap will hurt revenue. That's what I'm worried about. There's a specific reason for your 9 to 10 month time frame, because I think healthy companies that are still in upward trends can pull back for, 6 to 8 months. I think if they start to pull back for longer than that, for years, it's less about a pullback and more so about just negative. It's just a negative trend at that point. Like, it's just a lot of the time companies can kind of go obsolete. They can pull, like, if they start to pull back for 1 to 2 years, it's much more likely that they're just in a really big long-term downward trend. Like, they're struggling. Versus a company that goes up big and then has a big correction and pulls back for 6 to 8 months or 4 months or 5 months or whatever it is. And then a lot of the time they can continue back up. It's also easier to set stop losses, if that makes sense, based off of the history of it. So, yeah, I mean, I see the NASDAQ pulling back higher here. Again, if it reclaimed the 200 exponential, I want to see if it pulls back to this level here first. We're at this level I had on my chart yesterday. It might reject it right here, which it has so far. Doesn't mean it's going to hold, though. But I want to pull back to at least, like, this level here before I buy back in. And so, yeah, I don't just buy it when it gets back over the 200 exponential. I'd like a little dip first to get in. I'll look for it, though. Why would a healthy company pull back for 6 to 8 months if the broader market is still in an uptrend? Because in broad market time frames, 6 to 8 months is nothing. Now, when we start downtrending for years, I'm trying to think of an example of this. Yeah, I'm trying to think of some examples of this. It's, like Verizon has basically been downtrending since 2020. You know, I think there's just more risks longer term. The longer the downtrend is, the more risks there are, I think. And again, 6 to 8 months is nothing. No, I'm not buying. There's no way I'm buying Macy's. I'm sorry. Macy's might go up. I'm surprised it has gone up. But Macy's is going to be obsolete in the future. Eventually. I don't know when it's going to be. Might be 10 years from now, 15, 20 years from now. I don't know. Might be less than that, though. Oh, wait. There's my pullback. Oh, wait. There it is. Hold on. Wait. I'm going to buy it right here. I didn't quite get the pullback I wanted. But it's the pullback I deserved. See if we can add to this. Alright, so we just bought a little bit more. Let it test the 200 exponential here, but I'm telling you, dude, I gotta be more patient and wait for this dip down here, the 200 exponential. A lot of the time when we actually dip down there, we do get a like a rebound back up at least. Oh, that'll put me in a better, more advantageous position if I just wait for it, which I haven't been. I think I missed it originally. I bought in late. We've been green every day this week. I don't want to give too much of it back if it starts to fade back down. Maybe I should just short my levels up here and buy my levels at the bottom. I think lately that might work a little bit better. But we'll see what happens. It's a small loss. We've been green every day this week so far, except for today. So definitely reboundable. Reddit? I don't know, man. Reddit, I think, went kind of crazy when it first IPO'd, didn't it? And then, you know, it was at $37 IPO price. Now it's at $240s. Just worry that Reddit's gonna not hold these gains. Problem with it. What do you guys think? I mean, I'm again, keep listening more. I'm listening here. Like, I'm listening here, guys. Microsoft long term is. Yeah, and I mean, Microsoft's been pulling back since like July, August. It's a pretty big pullback. What's the PE ratio for Microsoft? The kind of question mark is earnings season. Microsoft forward PE around 27. Its TTM PE is about 32.5 to 33. Not bad. It's not great either. Like I said, the only question mark is earnings coming out. Earnings season starts in a couple weeks. I mean, Reddit makes money, I think, right? They're profitable as a company, huh? I mean, Reddit makes some money, but it's not. Its growth is getting better, but it's still. I don't know. Maybe you could say, hey, this is early for Meta, and look at the growth here. So again, not Meta, Reddit. Its trailing 12-month EPS is pretty decent. Okay, yearly EPS. The heck did it have 6? Guy right here. This guy passes. Prop. Yeah, I'm kind of torn on Reddit. Yeah, there was a while I was buying non-tech stocks, which is how I got into Disney. I'm green on Disney. I got into Home Depot. I'm green on Home Depot. I got into Coca-Cola. I'm green on Coca-Cola. Got into Nike. I'm very green on Nike. And so there's a time I wasn't buying tech stocks because I was worried about overvaluations. I'm in Disney right now already. Let's do a poll here today. Is the tech market currently overvalued? Is the tech and chip market currently overvalued? No, you guys think? MU now dipping down here again. They had an insider buy almost $8 million worth of shares. Other shoe companies are coming up. I haven't bought a Nike shoe in years. All right, so we do have the NEC director Hassett say they have been in touch with big banks on credit cards. They will be a great new, quote, Trump cards. Does not think legislation will be needed on credit cards. And so we do have some news in that context here going live. Again, Hassett apparently is speaking right now. He says the idea of MBS plan is to get spreads down on mortgages when he's talking about MBS plan, mortgage-backed security plan. He says, don't think legislation will be needed on credit cards. I'll be going to Davos with the president. There'll be great new, quote, Trump cards, end quote, from the banks. We've been in touch with big banks on credit cards. Expect order on homes and defining institutional players. Yeah, I mean, look, you might not have worn Nike in a year or so, but you got to understand, Nike's business is not propped up by, I don't know how old you are, right? But Nike's business is young people. Like, for sure, it's young people. Older people, I still wear Air Maxes. I like Air Maxes, you know. My wife told me that I wear Vans, too. I'm a millennial. I wear Vans. Is that like a boomer thing to do, they say now? According to my daughter, it's yes. I never knew. I like Vans. I skateboarded. Yeah. All right, NASDAQ starting to break down here. It's under 825s. And there's a huge market. There's an absolutely huge market of people interested in buying and selling and reselling and trading shoes. Huge market. Online market's big. Content market in that is big. And young people just like shoes, right? Even older people like shoes. I'm not judging you if you like shoes. But I think Nike's at the top of that, obviously. And that's why I bought Nike. You know, I bought Nike at 57s. It's at 64s now. And again, I've already taken some profit up here, but it was a good buy. Yeah. The FIMI opportunities in memory, MU, desk, and video undervalued as broader foundational autonomous robots. The young people haven't even seen Michael Jordan play. Yeah, but I'm not saying it's completely irrelevant, but it's somewhat irrelevant. You know, at this point, Jordans are a brand. Jordan is a brand. His shoes are a brand. You know. All right, guys. NASDAQ is still falling down here. Again, MU pulling back a little bit from these euphoric highs it's been in this morning. Okay, we did a poll here. Again, Hassett says, I expect nothing to see on the Fed building cost overruns. Yeah, it's basically... I think any probe or charge is slim there. I don't think we're going to see anything. Again, so Hassett's speaking right now. He said, again, independence of the Fed is essential for economic stability. I expect nothing to see on the Fed building costs. Wish they had been more transparent, end quote. NEC Director Hassett. NASDAQ's now flushing down, though. Look, so it's under this 825 level. That's what you want in Jordans? Yeah, I mean, look, because a lot of the newer generation thinks LeBron is better than Jordan anyway. Now, somebody that grew up in the 90s, I disagree, you know, but I'm going to disagree on that. But yeah, nobody wants LeBron shoes. I guess. I don't know. I would consider this a flush. I mean, you might not consider it a flush. I would. I mean, we can start the word policing here, but you know. All right, guys. I'm looking at Visa. Again, here's the SPY right here. Again, here's silver. Silver's still over 90s. It's right at $90 though. So I'm curious to see if silver holds right here at 90 bucks. 90 for silver right here. Again, Hassett's still speaking, I believe here. He said if I get the Fed chair, would pledge Fed independence. Again, if I took the Fed job, I commit to transparency. He said Walsh Ryder would be great Fed chairs as well. That if he took the job, he would commit to Fed independence. I mean, if he continues speaking like that, I don't think he's getting the job. But we'll see. Well, who will be the next Fed chairman, guys? Let me know. All right, we're back up to 825s. I almost want to short this here. Should I try to short it? Oh, I'm not. We're over 825s now. It kind of looks like a choppy Friday. John for chairman? Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be one of the Kevins probably, but it could always change. So look, we're all the way back up here. Again, silver just broke down under $90. MU's bouncing a little bit at the volume weighted average price. And again, Bitcoin sitting at 95.4s right now, 95.4s. Yeah, I'm waiting to see what we get. But silver's breaking down on market rebounding here. But silver now under $90. Silver fall here, 89.50s for silver. So it's falling. See if it holds. Now 8 o'clock in the morning, so maybe the 8 a.m. scrum. Look at silver dip down to this $89 level. Silver is falling down some here, guys. Again, Hassett says the president can put 10% tariff right away after the Supreme Court rules on the decision. So again, Hassett said Trump can put 10% tariff right away after SCOTUS rules. Assuming they mean if they reject the tariffs, if they rule against the tariff. Again, he said they expect there's nothing to see on the Fed cost overrun. Wish they had been more transparent. And again, he said Trump can put 10% tariff right away after the Supreme Court rules. Again, silver down to $89 an ounce here. MU is the name of the day. Again, MU had a big insider buy worth about $8 billion. Or, never mind. $8 million. I feel like Dr. Evil. 8 million, not billion. Again, looking at our poll here, we asked people, is the tech and microchip market currently overvalued? 60% say yes. 41% say no, it's not. Again, I'm welcome to hearing your arguments on both sides of that, on whether you think the chip market is overvalued. Is the chip market overvalued, guys? Let me know. I'm trying to see if Hassett's still speaking. I don't think he is. I'm looking at today here. Again, we do have some Fed speakers. We got Bowman speaking at 11 a.m. We have Jefferson speaking on an economic outlook and monetary policy implementation at 3:30 p.m. Yeah, we got the FOMC meeting on the 28th. No other Fed news. All right, silver now under $89 an ounce for silver futures. Under $89 an ounce. You can see it down here. I say yes, but only because I think that's expensive. It might not be someone else, but that's too much for me. Morning. What's up, people? I mean, it's possible. It's unlikely. New chip comes out, they have to buy more. All right, I gotta put it in live chat. I just realized it's in live chat, so I'm not really catching everybody. Yeah, I mean, MU, guys, is up big on the big insider buy. AMD is green, you know, Nvidia is green on the day. A lot of these pulled back at the end of yesterday, though. But for me, the NASDAQ is kind of choppy right now. Here's the SPY. The SPY is close to flat because a lot of the strength right now is MU and other storage-related companies. And I like Bitcoin and ETH, of course. There a new market coming for silver in February. $100, 100 ounce, I think, should be more affordable, less margin. Yeah, maybe. I've heard rumors of that. 2026 supposed to be a bear market. According to bears, every year is a bear market. Again, literally every single year for the last like 6+ years, everybody has said the market's going to crash. Literally every single year. In 2024, they said we'd be in a recession. We weren't. In 2025, they said what? Microchip overvaluations. I'm not going to say we weren't, but most things are back close to highs. You know, this year, I don't know what they're saying this year, but you got to understand. Sometimes, again, I'm not against the bears. I'm really not. I'm bearish sometimes. Sometimes they're just really loud. And so I would just take any big crash prediction with a grain of salt. I think most of the time the people who predict crashes, including Burry, are just wrong. They're just wrong. I think a lot of the time they miss out on the big runs, right? So people miss out on the big runs. And so like confirmation bias steps in, which means like confirmation bias essentially means you're more likely to believe something you want to happen. You're more likely to believe something to confirm your previous beliefs, which are essentially things you want, right? And so confirmation bias steps in. People who miss out on the big runs, they want to say, oh, well, I didn't really miss out on anything because the market's going to correct anyway. And so I think that's why you get so many crash predictors. But again, in terms of accuracy, most of the time they're wrong. I think also fear sells. And so especially like content creators, a lot of the time are telling you the market's always going to crash because that gives them more clicks, more attention, more views. Understand it. Steve's fault. Yeah, but this year's different, bro. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. Pullback is due, though. Maybe. Asset done speaking? I don't see any more quotes from him. See. What? Mosaic also issues a market update and prelim Q4 results. Challenging market environment significantly impact Q4 performance with phosphate sales volume at 1.3 million, T and potash sale volume at 2.2 million. All right, guys. So Aston says the president can put 10% tariffs right away after this. I think he's done speaking. The mini silver contracts are 5,000 an ounce of silver mini. We already have 8 times the entire world's silver supply being traded in paper contracts. Adding more contracts for silver that isn't there can compound just how bad this can get. Yeah, for sure. Never thought I'd see a vehicle cost 100 grand. Yeah, I mean, inflation inflates. At another dip under 825s. I'm watching this level though. If we get back up here, I'll short it, I guess. Remember to buy some Bitcoin. Where your Bitcoin cycle continues. You're right, Bitcoin is on the brink of entering a bear market and will bottom in the year end. Yeah, I mean, again, you can kind of see the differing views of this. Short this, I guess. I get that preview right around where we are. They're already talking about force majeure, which can actually produce product fault and have to sell the contracts. We're short in this. Here we go. Take some off there, lock in some profits about it. Go. We're off down here. Break down some more. It is Friday though. Silver again under $89 an ounce. Add some to this. Go. A little bit more off up there. That's close to break even. Got it right there. Yeah, again, silver's down. I'm also in Oracle. How's Oracle been doing? I'm green on Oracle. Oracle had a pretty big pullback yesterday. I might start buying back into it though. I mean, my average price is 180s. We're at 190s. So I'm still very good in Oracle. Yeah, silver's just volatile right now, guys. Again, MU had some news. Insider buying 8 million worth of shares. It is Friday. No economic data on deck today, guys. A little bit more boring. Again, next week we could potentially get the tariff decision. Tuesday next week. Could potentially get the tariff decision on Tuesday. I'm not sure if we're going to, but that's the next potential date is Tuesday. The next potential Supreme Court tariff decision is Tuesday. And again, they don't tell us which ones are in the batch ahead of the time. So we basically have to just sit around at 10 o'clock on Tuesday and see if they do release the tariff decision. Last 2 times they have not, but it should, you know, the more they do it, the more likely it is that we should potentially get the decision. Hey, dude, how you doing, bro? Love you, bud. All right, guys, so we shorted this. We made some money. Nasdaq's still kind of choppy, though. Silver down to $88, 61 cents an ounce. Hey, good morning, guys. Hey, do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. We appreciate it. I still haven't reset my cache. See if it lets me turn off sub-only mode. Did I buy more Oracle? I think so. A little bit. A little bit. Yeah, markets are closed Monday. It's Tuesday. First day the markets are open. And then at the end of next week, we do have GDP data and PCE inflation data at the end of next week. Got some stuff next week that might move things. We'll see. Equity bubbles always pop. Well, I mean, if you call it a bubble, maybe. But it depends on, you know, I think a lot of the time, I think sometimes markets catch up, you know. And the question you have to ask yourself is, does AI catch up? Some of the overvaluation worries that we have right now. I think if any technology could, it's AI, just based off of how ingrained it is in our culture now and how much more ingrained it will be in everything within a, you know, half a decade or so. And so the question is, does AI catch up to some of these valuations? What do you guys think, chat? Yes or no? Does AI catch up to the valuations, or do we burst, go down? Bitcoin's starting to make a move back up. It's at 95.5s again. I'm watching it. Here's 95.5 whole dollar number right here. AI just started. I have no idea whether the market's going to like the repeal of tariffs or not. I really don't. I don't know if the markets are going to like it or dislike it. Yeah, I don't know if markets like the tariff news reversed or not. I think at this point in time, a reversal of the tariffs is baked in. So I think at this point in time, markets are already baked in. It's a 3-to-1 dog, essentially, in terms of the tariff staying. There's 3-to-1 likely that tariffs get reversed as of now. At least it was the last time I looked at it. I can look at it again here. But I think it's a 3-to-1 likelihood that, yeah, it's currently a 30% chance. That's what I'm showing. A little bit over or a little bit under 3-to-1, but 30% chance that they keep the tariffs. So basically 70% chance they reverse the tariffs sometime whenever they announce it. Futures close at 1. Yeah, but index futures are going to be closed, right? So like, isn't S&P and NASDAQ futures going to be closed on Monday? Even if they're not, volume is going to be so light, it's going to be hard to trade. Again, yields are climbing higher still here, guys. So yields have had a green day, I think. Yeah, yields are up to 1.91. Higher interest rate sentiment for yields. You can see yields, again, still climbing pretty high here. 4.19 for interest rates. When's the court decision on the tariffs? No idea. Maybe next Tuesday, maybe not. We'll see. Yeah, so let me see. So Monday. Is Martin Luther King Day. Okay. Love you. Good day. Yeah, so apparently NASDAQ and S&P futures will be open, but on a holiday schedule. CME Globex runs as normal Sunday night, and then is halted midday Monday, resumes Monday evening for today's trade. This is going to be kind of a half day. You're right, Pawn. God, I've heard a few say that they wouldn't be surprised if they kicked this can down the road and essentially drag this out for the next 3 years. Seems unlikely they drag it out for that long. I mean, I don't think they're going to, especially if they're going to reverse the tariffs. I don't think they're going to drag this out for 3. Because I think, okay, like if you want to reverse the tariffs, letting the tariffs stand for 3 years is nonsensical. if you do that, right? So like I don't think they're gonna drag it out for 3. Maybe they do. I don't know. But I think if they are going to reverse the tariffs, dragging it out for 3 years is counterproductive to reversing them, because you're basically letting the tariffs stay for 3 years versus reversing them now. And so it depends on what they want to do, I guess. But anyways, NASDAQ did reject at 825 again here. We've basically been in a really tight range. Silver's still falling down to about $88 an ounce right now. Bitcoin is up, testing that 95.5 level, which is really about right here. Is it more risky to stay out of the markets right now? What do you mean? What markets? Day trading, swing trading, investing? What are you talking about? And again, we don't have any economic today at 8:30, so no 8:30 data. Today is the 6th. Been a busy week for economic reports, and next week we got some stuff too. It's not slow next week either. Housing starts for Canada came out. 280s versus 250s, so a little bit better there. All we have today is capacity utilization and industrial production, which is probably not going to move markets. So we got Collins speaking at 10:50 Eastern time today. So the calendar's pretty light, all things considered. Investing in equities. Yeah, 8:15 and it's 9:15 for industrial production. Actually, it's not 8:15, 9:15. How probe has more impact or no? I mean it's a bigger story. But the tariff, if they reverse the tariffs, it's going to be a pretty big. We just kind of got to wait for it. The problem is that we don't know when the tariff decision is going to be, and so it's hard to isolate volatility, engage it when we don't know when the tariff decision is going to be. The only thing we can really do is wait for the actual announcement of the tariff decision, and I do think it's going to move markets. I mean, I think looking at it, it's probably going to move markets. I don't know for sure, but I would assume it does. All right, so here, look, we're coming back down. Here's 25,800s here. Let me make sure no news came out. $25,805s. Yeah, 8:15. I mean, that's right. Again, I'm looking at more market moves, but again, Hassett spoke earlier, said they've been in touch with big banks on credit cards. It'll be a great new Trump card. Does not think legislation will be needed on credit cards. So basically, I don't think we're going to see caps. Again, Bitcoin did reject at that 95.5 level here. Bitcoin looks a little bit more technical to trade too. Like a lot of the time, the big levels influence. Maybe I'm not gonna say more heavily, but heavily. Silver's still at $88 an ounce, breaking down this morning some. MU again up big after a big insider buy. Will be blanket removal. They'll systematically remove two. Yeah, maybe. Good news is still quiet. Friday. All right, Bitcoin back over 95.5s here though. Silver's still right at 88s. Do I want to buy this level at 8,800? Maybe 805s. What I'm looking at. I know it's right around the lows of the day, but I also think it's Friday and maybe we'll get chopped. potentially today. I don't know for sure. Bitcoin back up. Again, I don't know for sure, but maybe we do. There's 85 pives. Small trade. We'll add to it if we go deeper into the... Yeah, maybe look for flat. It's Friday. You know, markets went up big and then pulled back some, so maybe we can just kind of bet on sideways. But I'm looking at, again, not an investment professional. Don't copy me. We've had 4 green days this week on this account, though, so we'll see if we can fix it. Get another green day today. Sell off for the long weekend, Monday, Tuesday, buy it back up. Go. I'm going to take some off as soon as we get to that big pop, and then we'll see what we do on the rest. We add back if we get green enough. And we're back up a little bit here. Yeah, it's a quiet day. I mean, we don't have much going on. Again, I'll add to this, see if we can get a liquidity grab. If not, we'll cut it. Yeah. Got the liquidity grab. Let's see if we pop back higher here now. Take it off right there. Got a nice little pop there. You guys red or green so far this week? Got exactly what we wanted on that trade. Maybe could have held it to 825s, and maybe I should have. I do see MU starting to climb back up. I think MU is a big influence today after some upgrades and stuff. Insider buys for it. I think big money has made their money from AI, gold, and silver. Now it's Bitcoin's turn. I mean, I think a lot of people have made money from... Look at that bounce. I'll say it again. I should have held. Yeah. Green. Bro, we bounced right at 800. Exactly at 800. Could have held that 825 level like we want, maybe. Look at that move. The thesis was correct. I probably could have held it a little bit longer, though. Okay, look at MU rebound at 3. MU had an insider buy purchase almost $8 million worth of shares. Was MU's news. They had specifically Micron director Tien Lu reportedly purchased 23,200 shares at an average price of $337.14 a share. It was reported on a Form 4 filing yesterday. Total transaction cost was about $7.8 million. This news is helping MU drastically. If I zoom out on MU, it's up pretty big. It closed at 336. It's at 3 right now, so percentage-wise, it's up a lot. And it's been helping drag kind of storage and memory units up. Again, Tesla getting a 5-week extension in the FSD traffic violations probe for Tesla. Silver just cracked the lows of the day again. I think it's the lows of the day. Let me make sure. But silver under $88 an ounce right now. Yeah, silver under the low of the day. Just again, $87.70 an ounce. Under $88 an ounce for silver. Yeah. So again, Tesla getting a 5-week extension. There we go. Tesla. Look at these levels on my chart, man. I should trade them better. Tesla's not really up much. AMD's an interesting one. Again, I'm watching NVIDIA. Google's had an interesting week as well. Haven't heard much about Apple. It's down on the day when a lot of stuff is green. So. And AMD, a lot of chip stocks are green. Almost every analyst feels Microsoft is wildly underpriced. What creates the rebound and win? I mean, when you look at Microsoft, first thing you got to look at is the PE ratio, right? It's the price to earnings. It's how much they make relative to the share price, right? So how much money they bring in relative to the share price, what their margins are relative to the share price. And Microsoft has a PE ratio of like 30 to 35x, which is okay. It's not like it's the most underpriced stock in markets right now. It's like 30 to 35x. And I'm not saying don't buy it. I don't know. It seems okay to me. But again, I got to look into it a little bit more. But what I'm trying to say, I guess, is like a really good PE ratio is like 20. 15 was the historical standard. But I think times have changed a little bit in terms of money flowing and valuation earnings. But yeah, 30, 35 is not horrible. It's not the best ever either, though. You got some companies that are just super inflated with but again, money might flow into those as well. The Micron also will officially break ground today on its $100 billion leading-edge memory manufacturing complex in New York. With up to 4 fabs, this will be the largest semiconductor facility in the United States, generating 50,000 jobs in New York. Micron chairman and president and other executives will be joined by distinguished guests, state and local governments, suppliers, and more. It's going to be in Clay, New York. Will follow the celebration program at Syracuse University's Natural Veterans Resources Center, where executives and officials will provide remarks. They said, quote, breaking ground at Micron's new New York megafab underscores our commitment to building leading-edge memory at scale in the U.S. We are deeply grateful to the President, Secretary Lutnick, Secretary Chavez, Administrator Zeldin, and Governor Hochul, Senator Schumer, Senator Gillibrand, Representative Mannion, and others. Our investments in New York will create an economic prosperity and further strengthen Micron's leadership in advanced memory technology. $500 million through the $500 million community investment framework with the Empire State Development, Micron plans to invest $250 million in workforce development, education, and other community investments, including transportation and housing. NASDAQ is up a little bit, and again, Micron's bouncing back some. I don't know if it's on this news, but here's the 200 exponential right here. So we are watching this. Micron uses OpenAI for free. New York Fed services business activity -60. U.S. January New York Fed business activity -16.1. He posted how they won 20,000 in silver, but also he posted those who have lost 50K in 5 minutes. I think there's a lot of people that have lost in silver for sure as well. Silver's been kind of wild here. I mean, I'm up in silver somehow, but I had some swings in silver too. All right, so here we go. We're dipping back down here. Might buy this dip though. Let's see. Well, I want to buy this dip. Two. That works. Maybe take 4 actually. Go. I'm going to immediately take some of this off here. Big bounce that we got in like that. Alright, so we are now effectively green on the day. That's nice. Give this a little bit more time and try to hold the maybe the rest break even if we get some good pops here. Go. Want to add back to this and then maybe have a tighter stop? I think so. Actually, no. Bitcoin dipping down under 95.5s. Well, we added back, and now we're back to red on the day. Question is, do I want to buy 825s here? I think so. Bad decision. Get over 825. I don't like how fast this is down, though, so I got to cut some of it. Trying to get some risk and play with, but the market's so choppy right now. Like, look, here's the range. And if we have a red day after 4 green days this week, that's okay. I don't need every day to be green, and I don't want to risk anything major trying to make every day green. Make sure there's no breaking news coming out right now. 2 senior administration officials tell FBN that people in the room for the interview with Rick for Fed chair felt that him having no prior experience at the Fed is viewed as a big positive. So again, this is Rick Ryder, Managing Director at BlackRock, Chief Investment Officer at Global Fixed Income, and Head of the Fundamental Fixed Business Income. So yeah, basically they think him not having experience at the Fed is a big positive. Basically, that he's not friends with all the other Fed members right now, you know. Yeah. We'll see what happens. I short this now too. Check. Half off there. Add some back here at 825s. Off again. They're all experienced bankers regardless. Yeah, for sure. Alright, guys, so we're starting to break down a little bit more. A little bit more off there. And cut this one close to break even, or maybe a little bit more green if I can. Gotta go back and forth this morning. I would say my levels are working fairly well. But we've been kind of up and down. We haven't really gone easy in one direction. Starting to head down, though. Gonna cut it here and just lock in the profit. Got this rejection really nice. Coinbase again beginning offering clients in traditional stocks. It's currently available to a limited number of users, apparently. Let me see if the odds of this guy being chairman have gone up. Right now, Kevin Warsh is at 44%, Hassett's at 36%, Ryder is at 7%, Bessett's at 2%, Bowman's at 2%. So Waller is at 8%, Hassett's at 36%, and Warsh is at 44% right now. So it looks like Kevin Warsh is the highest chance, at least according to betting odds. That might be subject to change, though. All right, so Venezuela's Machado said, I told the president to trust the Venezuelan people just now. Yeah, I already knew Coinbase is going to start offering. Take the Hassett bet at 36% odds. I don't know, man. I'm not. Look, the president can be unpredictable. And so because of that, I'm not going to bet on this. This is too variance heavy for me. I might bet on 95% likelihood of a pause this month because I think we're going to pause. But I'm not going to bet on the chairman. That's too much variance for me. All right, zooming it out on the NASDAQ here. We're still pretty stagnant. MU started to come down. Look at Bitcoin dropping a little bit more here. Bitcoin down at 95s. MU fell under the VWAP at 350, 350. I mean, hey, thank you, Justin. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you, man. Yeah, y'all hit the subscribe button. Silver at 87.60s, 87.60. Again, Director Talia and Liu of MU bought 23,200 shares. Up a lot on this. Machado says the president deserves the Nobel Peace Medal. The Nobel Peace Medal. You guys agree with this? I don't know which. I'm not gonna say anything, but I think it's gonna be polarized. Politics has gotten kind of nasty though on both sides, right? Like you know, no matter what each side does, the other side is going to say they disagree with it. Even if deep down they do agree with it. The other side is going to be like, nah, I can't believe you did that. You know? And so no matter what, there's just getting, yeah. Politics are getting interesting in this country. I'm pretty split down the middle, guys. 100% both sides do this. Absolutely both sides do this. All right, guys, we're at 812s right now. 812s. Kato says, I will be elected when the right time comes. The only news really coming out right now. Everything else is pretty quiet. We had the MU news making markets go up. Silver's down on the day on maybe more stability and optimism regarding equities. But outside of that, it's been kind of quiet here. We're really kind of where we started the week in a lot of areas. Yeah, like maybe I should have said anything. I don't want to cause political arguments. I really am neutral. You know, I really am neutral politically. And again, I don't want to root for a side like it's my football team. I think a lot of people get really wrapped up in that. I'm very neutral. I agree with both sides on different things, to be honest. Yeah, 9:30 maybe will look like something. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to get into what I'm neutral on. I'm just going to say I'm neutral. And again, honestly, guys, we've been going back and forth between, maybe 3 major levels. I would say the 200 exponential, this 825 level, and this 800 level. We've been doing this for at least an hour. Down, up, down, up, down, up. And so we're kind of neutral in markets as well, Choppy. It's Friday. Well, I think the music fits the market right now. Market's boring right now. I mean, I can put on some other stuff if you really want me to, but I know the cool thing is to act like it's super exciting and all this crazy stuff is going on all the time. Today, the market's kind of quiet. The Nasdaq's definitely quiet. Silver's breaking down a little bit. MU is up on some news. Bitcoin is chopping back and forth as well. So, even though I'd love to... Thank you, Justin. I appreciate the subject change. I kind of needed it. Oil? Yeah, I mean, oil is back up a little bit today, but it's still down. More stability potential overseas. Oil spiked because of the Iran news. And then once it looks like there might be some de-escalation there, we have pulled back in oil again. So we're still at almost $60 a barrel right now for oil. But, de-escalation there of the last 48 hours is causing some pullbacks now. Maybe it holds. Oh my gosh, bro. Oh no. Oh, I am muted. Ugh. Gross, man. Yeah, I sipped yesterday's coffee. Yesterday's coffee, guys. It didn't taste good. It did taste good. Again, Ontario's premier says China and Canada's EV agreement could hurt workers. Rookie mistake, bro. Yeah. Nature's kombucha is what that is. Ugh. Not good. I usually clean up the coffee cups. I remember because I got this mug that I'm using today. It might look like I'm listening, but in my head I'm doing jujitsu. My wife got me this mug. But feels bad, man. Feels bad. All right. Get serious here. All right. I know I drank the wrong coffee. Nasdaq's starting to push back up here. We're at 835s right now. 835s. That's the market hold. We got 40 minutes until the opening bell. Let's see what we get today, guys. Let's see what we get. At least me sipping the wrong... Maybe I should do this more. Look at the chat wake up when I sip the wrong coffee here. Y'all are like the Just Bleed guy in UFC, you know? I All right, guys, we're at 832s. 832. Oil elevated on the day. It's still down over the last few. In gold, 4600s. Silver, 8820s. Bitcoin, 95.4s. MU, 50s. Can you dance, please, bro? I'm not a dancer. I can slow dance, kind of. I might step on your toes a couple times. But, you know how some people will dance and, like, the face that they have is, like, a cool face? Like they're, like, nonchalant, like, cool with the face they have. Anytime I've tried to fast dance and then I look at my face, I look freaking ridiculous. I can't do it. I just can't do it. I'm not a dancer, all right? I just can't do it. MU at 352s. Let's see if it holds. I can only dance when I'm drunk. You think you can dance when you're drinking. That's what it is. Not sure why people are bullish on oil. The prices are so low that many companies won't even profit from it. Yeah, I mean, definitely where we are now, oil is down. You know, I talked to a couple oil people. You know, they need prices to be over $70 a barrel, really, to make money, right? So they need it over $70 a barrel to make money. Currently at $60 a barrel, it's pretty freaking low. John Travolta, huh? Yeah, that's me. That is me. You know. All right, so again, people think that Ryder for Fed chairman, the odds of Ryder becoming Fed chairman went up as people that interviewed him felt that having no prior experience at the Fed is viewed as a big positive. Outside of that, market news still quiet on the day, guys. Not a lot going on. Again, corporate bond downgrades are surging. 55 billion of corporate bonds downgraded from investment grade to, you know, what we call junk status this year in 2025. That's the highest since 2020. 10 billion of upgrades only to investment grades were recorded, the lowest in 6 years. It means downgrade volumes 5.5 times higher than upgrades. The corporate bond credit quality is going down. That's what this means. You know how to box or martial arts? You know how to dance? I mean, I'm not going to completely disagree with you because I was talking to somebody yesterday about foot sweeps in jiu-jitsu and judo and how it looks like dancing. But I'm bad at foot sweeps. I'm not good at foot sweeps. Especially with my bad foot right now. Oh yeah, it should come out. Bravo. Coming out, bro. Just be ready. Anyways, we're at 8:30s. Market's not moving. Oil's pushing up a little bit today. Again, silver's fell under $90 an ounce. It was over 90 when I looked at it early. At about 91. It's now at 88.24. I'm watching silver. I might trade silver today at the open as well. See if we get some volatility there. Jefferies raises Nvidia core price target to 275 from 250. So Nvidia was just raised here. It up a little bit. That'd help markets go up some. Not as the Jerry Seinfeld of market opens. My friend was really telling me to watch the karate episode of Seinfeld where Kramer does karate. He basically told me that I am the Kramer of jiu-jitsu. And I watched it, and he's not wrong. Not wrong. Let me make sure that's the right coffee. Yeah, it is. Okay, good. Nvidia price targets raised to 275 from 250 from Jefferies. We're trying to hold here. We're at 825s right now. There's no range here in markets. Nvidia's moving up though. Maybe I'll day trade stocks. I don't know. I tried watching all of Seinfeld, and I'm not hating on it. It's just I think things have gotten funnier over the last 20 plus years. Seinfeld was okay. Some of it's really funny. You know, but I couldn't get into watching it regularly. Took a long off the 9 EMA on my oil. Are you guys red or green today? Let me know what you guys are up on today. Red or green on the day, guys? What are you guys green on? Nine o'clock market always dumps. Maybe we'll see. Red. I haven't watched Friends either. Both of those are kind of before my time. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, that's right, Pawn. That's me. Right there. Red, green, huge green. Neutral, shorting tech midweek, slightly red. Red day for Bitcoin. Sideways kind of day, green on value. Yeah, I should have bought Microsoft. Microsoft is up a little bit from the last, what, few hours. Look at the NASDAQ, though, guys. I don't know. Here's silver. 88.60s for silver. Palantir. Microsoft is bouncing. Palantir up to 170s. It still hasn't gotten over 180s and held, though. It's been trying all week, though, since the 11th. It's been trying to get over 180s. It's popped over there a few different times for Palantir, but it hasn't actually held very well. Again, there's Palantir. Here's 180s right here. So you can see it's tried a few times. On up and then gotten pushed back down, up, push back down, up, push back down, up, push back down. It's still close enough to it here, though. But we'll see. I did buy a little bit more of Oracle. I am green on that now, which is good. Bucks. Better than nothing. I look at volume. I look at a little bit of everything, to be honest. All right, so here's 9 o'clock. Let's see if we dump at 9 o'clock, like wherever that is says. Hey, what's up, Richard? Hey, good morning. All right, so here's 9 o'clock. It's now 9 a.m. See if markets move now, guys. Dump is at 10 a.m. I've heard people say that we drop at 10 a.m. It depends on what's going on, though. All right, do we dump at 9 o'clock? I've heard a couple people say we will. Yeah, nothing's always or absolute in markets. I mean, I generally agree with that. Like, markets might do one thing, and things might be... It might be more probable for it to do one thing, but it's never always going to do something. That's the wrong way to look at it. There's variance, guys. There's variance. You might have a good setup, might have a probable outcome, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen. Market's actually pushing up a little bit. Let's see. Nvidia is rising still after getting upgraded at Jeffries. We do have some orders getting kicked in, though, so look, here's a drop. We'll see. Again, I've had a couple people say we're dropping at 9 o'clock. We went up, and now we're back down to where we were. Riot Platforms announces fee simple acquisition of land and first data center lease with AMD at the Rockdale site. Only says deal in absolutes. That's right. You know. Bitcoin up. Very difficult to trade this range, though, guys. Again, Riot Platform signed a data center lease with AMD at Rockdale. QCOM announces a quarterly cash dividend of $89 a share. Where's QCOM at? QCOM's pulling back a little bit. Yeah, I'm looking at silver. I might day trade silver again as we get a little bit closer to the bell. It's a little bit more volatile than markets, in equities markets. I mean, we're watching it. It's in a downward trend right now. We can do a trend continuation play maybe, but again, not an investment professional, guys. Understand all this stuff on screen. I can't guarantee anything. I'm not an investment professional. I'm not liable. If you lose money, make your own assessment. Trade smart. I can't guarantee anything. Don't copy me. Here's Top Steps link if you want to check them out. Great way to help support the channel. They are a sponsor of mine. I am biased. There's the link though, if you do want to check them out. We are dropping down here. We're at 824s. Data center with lease with AMD for Riot is going to deliver. Riot is a mining company, crypto mining. Delivered 25 megawatts of critical IT load capacity at its Rockdale site. Look at Riot up on this news. 17.6 here. Riot. Nasdaq still very, very flat here at the opening. Heading into the opening bell. I trade an option in my forward. I went from $50 call at $2 plus fees for next week expiry. Seductive music? Is that what that is? I don't know. I don't know what to call that music. Again, here's Nasdaq. DoorDash chief revenue officer is going to step down according to reports. I think Uber Eats is probably beating DoorDash. I don't know. I still use DoorDash sometimes, but Intel got up. I got the hiccups. Intel got upgraded. Man, it's hard to trade this, guys. I mean, I'm looking at silver and gold. That's probably what I'm going to pivot to. Although the risk of trading silver is a bit higher. But I mean, we're up a little bit from 9 a.m. Walmart, Latrice Watkins named President and CEO of Sam's Club. U.S. Walmart, Latrice Watkins named President and CEO of Sam's Club. Chris Nicholas will succeed Kathy McClay as President and CEO of Walmart International. Seth Dallaire is being named EVP and Chief Growth Officer for Walmart. You had hiccups for 6 months, bro? Assuming you're not talking about like continually 6 months. All right, Nasdaq still holding here, starting to rise, but it's not a big move. Hours. Okay, yeah, 6 months, dude. Oh, maybe I read it wrong. 6 hours. Okay, I'm dumb. I'm sorry. You're right. I don't know why I read that for 6 months. 6 months would be a problem, you know. All right, 200 exponentials right here. Maybe we hold on the Nasdaq. Again, silver up a little bit over the last hour or two. Should I trade some options? Or yesterday's coffee. Yeah, I'm blaming it too. I think it is that coffee's fault. I don't know whose fault it is. It's not mine. It's that coffee's fault. Is what I'm saying. Yeah, maybe the opening bell will bring something. Chop is very, very boring. News is light. It's Friday. But I want to buy more Netflix. Kind of want to buy more Netflix. Maybe I will. Added a little bit to my Netflix position. We'll see what it does. In Riot, it's up 5% on the data center deal with AMD. Oh, you guys can't see me over here when I'm looking at my monitor's too big. Chop is terrible. Sometimes when we're really choppy like this, the market wakes up at the opening bell. I'm hoping that's the case here, but if not, I'll probably just cut out early. Again, I'm gonna wait till the opening bell and trade some at least to stick around, but that's a good way to get rid of it. Again, Riot's up, Silver's down, MU is up on the day, but down over the last hour. Silver's up back up to almost $89. Maybe there's an argument for top of this range and buying the bottom, but my luck is every time I'm look. So if we have a trend like this, every single time, I'm like, hey, you know what? We've chopped for long enough. I'm gonna buy this bottom here and try to sell this top. It just goes dump. As soon as I'm like, as soon as I'm like, hey, I'm entering this, it's like, you know what? It's time to fall. Every single time. And so because of that, I'm not gonna try to trade this super tight range. Buy the silver dip. That's how it goes. China's Commerce Minister says China and Canada agreed to properly resolve economic and trade concerns via statement. Apparently, the Venezuelan opposition leader gifts the president her Nobel Prize. She said in an interview with Fox News that she gave the former She gave President Donald Trump her Nobel Peace Prize because, quote, he deserved it. Gesture was symbolic, apparently. Netflix started to fall down a little bit. I am new. Please mention my name. I've never Google translated anything so fast. You know, but apparently, hey, what's up? I'm just gonna call you B. What's up, B? How you doing, dude? Doing good today. Hope you're green. Making money today, sir. I'm just hoping for some news that we get today. And like, Michael Saylor's tweeting. All right, so the president's Greenland threats could weaken the dollar. His threats to take control of Greenland could hurt the U.S. dollar, according to Commerce Bank analyst Thulan Win. He warns the move could strain relationships with Europe, risking sanctions and reducing trade. In a conflict scenario, companies could avoid using dollars, and European demand for currencies would likely fall, threatening its status as the world's reserve currency. We also had U.S. Special Envoy to Greenland Jeff Landry said Friday that a deal over Greenland should and will be made, adding that the president is serious about the effort. He told news sources that the president outlined his expectations to Denmark and that the Secretary of State Rubio and Vice President will lead negotiations. He also plans to visit Greenland in March. Press Secretary Levitt said the presence of European troops in Greenland will not affect the goal of acquiring the territory. It's something. I don't know if it's market moving. It's something. Maybe silver. I'm looking at $89 for silver. Should I short silver right here? How much time we got left into the go? I don't want to short. But should I? Let me know in chat right now. I just got rejected by my crush. Will the market be green today? Only if Jerome Powell wakes up in the morning and stumps his toe on his left foot. You know, it's like Groundhog Day, but with Jerome Powell. So that's the only way we'll know. NASDAQ at 835s here, still very flat. No, don't short silver. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about $89 here. We did reject at 89. Psychological level. All right, industrial production did show up at 0.4% versus expected 0.1%. A little bit stronger industrial production numbers. Capacity utilization was 76.3%. Manufacturing output was 0.2%. It was forecast at negative 0.1%. We'll see if this moves markets. Again, it's something, but it's not big. Industrial production numbers generally don't. So maybe these industrial production numbers being more positive than expected boost markets a little bit here. Riot's up on news about an AMC data center deal with AMD. So Riot's up on news about AMD and data center deal. It specifically was. I have to find the news first. Got posted in the chat if you scroll up. Yeah, AMD basically and Riot did a data center deal. Death spiral of death, the only way to either massively cut government benefits. Are you bullish when the, Jerome gets replaced? I don't know, man. I think I definitely think the outlook is more dovish, but I don't think it's I don't think it's perfect either. I think that you have to get a majority votes, and just because we have a new chairman doesn't mean we're going to get that, right? So if you're a dove, it's more optimistic. And again, I'm kind of neutral right now. Bitcoin down to 95.3s here. Nasdaq climbing a little bit higher. We're starting to wake up out of this maybe chop. We got 11 minutes until the market opens. Why is silver dropping? It's dropping probably on more. I'm not 100% sure. But maybe more stabilities in equities. I think silver's just up a lot. Maybe more stability in equities. I think silver's just up a lot. It's up to, you know, you can see the moves it's made just in the last few months. If I put a weekly chart up, it's a wild trend. 2019 silver was $15 an ounce. It's almost $100 an ounce now. So these are wild moves. Nasdaq finally starting to wake back up a little bit here as well. 850s. Nvidia bouncing some here. We also have MU news on the market today. Starting to rebound back up a little bit as well. Starting to wake up. Hold. Yeah, I mean, MU had news. The insider bought almost $8 million worth of shares. Bought like, it was like 22,000 something shares. And so maybe MU news helping markets. It's possible. But still kind of quiet right now with 10 minutes left until the market opens. That 853 level did reject here. Maybe I'll buy a dip down to like 8. Looking at like. Guess I'll look right. Something. I see Nvidia and microchip stocks wake up. MU up. Nvidia up. Up. Nvidia still heading back up. Still in under 190s though. MU back over the 200 exponential. Wow. CPC raises oil exports to a record high at 7.5 million. Paychex announces 1 billion stock repurchase authorization, declares quarterly dividend. Yeah, I'm not sure, Will. Yeah, look at MU, guys. MU at Nasdaq back over 850 now, so it's 850. Silver doing in the wake of all this stuff. I'm not going to say I should have shorted $89 in silver short term, but here's $89. Micron CEO says memory is a strategic asset today, as it is the heart of everything in AI and artificial intelligence. I mean, futures are leveraged. It depends on how you're looking at them. Not a big options guy. Seven minutes. Yeah, I think we do have some options expiring today, though. Look at that rejection. Should have the where's the oil? Here's the oil. The 60. I gotta wait till the opening bell. We're just too choppy right now. We're down slightly on the day in futures day trading. We're up some in stocks today. But I'm about to create some new levels after this. We're gonna look at this isolated level up there. We're gonna call it 75 though, right here. And we're gonna look at Bitcoin still fading down a little. All right, guys, you guys ready? It's been a boring Friday, but Jim Cramer says, MU, no one knew how big this will be. I can't tell if he meant his writing is off. MU, no one knew how big this will be. I don't know if he meant no one knew how big this would be, or no one knows how big this will be. I can't figure out which one is right for Jim Cramer. Look at this pullback happening at 853s. Netflix down at 88.45s. There's probably the market on open dragging markets down a little bit here. All right, guys. Opening bell's almost here. We did bounce at the 200 exponential. We're watching MU today at the open, Nvidia, oil, silver. And yeah, MU, Nvidia, oil, and silver, and obviously NASDAQ, S&P, Dow, and other Mag 7. You guys ready for the opening bell? What do you guys think? Bull or bear at the opening bell? Let me do a poll here. 62% think tech is overvalued. Are you bullish or bearish for today's opening bell? Go to the poll. Let me know what you guys think. Bull or bear for today's opening bell? Let me know. %5 bullish, 35% bearish. Starting to rise a little bit ahead of the open though. 3 minutes left. 850 level holding. So back higher now. There you guys. We popped over it. Look at Bitcoin rise here as well. Oh. Starting to get back up there at 856s here. Got about 2 minutes left. And looking at our poll, 71% are bullish today out of about 100 votes already. Again, 70-30 bull bear split. Watch MU today. I think MU, again, up big on an insider buy. Almost $8 million worth of shares from an insider in MU. Look at the NASDAQ pump here. 875s right now. Markets are moving ahead of the opening bell today. Man, it's been quiet all morning. Now we're finally starting to move a little bit here for markets. Again, Micron CEO does think there'll be some supply constraints in 2026. Here's silver. Alright guys, we got a minute and a half left. Hit the live button next to the play button, put in 2x speed. Full sweep? Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Big bull opening and then a fall down? Maybe. We're at this 875 level here. If we weren't so close to the bell, I'd probably buy it right now to see if we retrace back up there, but we're too close to the bell and the very high. We don't really have any reports coming today. We got some Fed members speaking, but we don't really have any reports. And we have NAHB housing market index for January, but that's pretty quiet. Collins, a Fed member, speaking at 10:50. Bowman speaking at 11, but that's about it. That's the only news we really have today. Here we go. Here's the opening bell, guys. Hit the live button next to the play button if you're delayed. Hey, thank you, Crypto. I appreciate it. Hey, thank you for the donation, brother. I appreciate it, Crypto. Much. Here's the opening bell, guys. Look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's making some moves. All right, so there's the bell here. Bitcoin up to 95.7s now. Look at MU spiked to 3.7s for MU. A little bit of whippy open here, guys. Let's see what we get. But again, Netflix is dropping at the open. Google's dropping at the open. Alphabet. MU's spiking though. Silver is rebounding and Bitcoin's back up some. I don't know which way we should go here. I gotta wait at least a couple minutes before I trade. Do I trust gold? It depends on the time frame. I like gold long term. Short term, I have no idea what it's. Going to remain above 95,000. Yeah, look at MU over 360s at 361. We are falling down some. Nvidia's up since the bell. Maybe it wants 90s. I think maybe it does. I guess I'm bullish on chip stocks because of that. Nvidia rebounding all the way, or Netflix rebounding all the way back up. Green on the day. We are 2 minutes into the day. Alphabet falling down is what this is. Gotta buy this though. I know it's a little early, guys. Don't get too mad. We're gonna start with one contract though here. All right. Add down to 8 level. See if we pop back higher. There we go. I'll take half off immediately right there. Look at that. Yeah. That off too. All right, we might buy 853 again. Get it? I don't think we might. Again, we made so much on that trade that I don't know what we're gonna get. I think Nvidia might want to retest 190s. I think it's just psychologically traders are gonna be focused on 190s, and so that bulls might step in. But I really don't know for sure. I'm not an investment professional. Do not copy me, guys. Try to buy this dip again. Give it a second. It is the opening bell. It's a little whippy, but we can have fun. Add to it. Popped all the way back up. I'm gonna immediately take some size off of it. Only got 2 micros. I want to give this a second though. Again, I think markets might want that 90 level on Nvidia. I want to give it a second, but under the 200 exponential, I'm a make or break it level. Okay. Bounced right at the 200 exponential. We're starting to head back up. Go. Good. Go. Half off. Add a little bit actually. More size here on the upside. Go. Take 4 off. More. We add back again. Might not need to though. Go. See it. I want to hold this a little bit longer. I want to see if Nvidia continues to push. It is Friday though, so maybe I should be a little bit more careful, but take some risk on Friday. Add some more here. Step back in. Go. Half off again. Pulls. Let's see. Back higher. Go. Did I just click? Half off. Nvidia's at 198.50. I want to see if MU can bounce. We're basically flat again now. I'm gonna try my 850s level again here. Go. 4 off up here now. Sure. Got it right there. All right, so we're definitely green since the opening bell. Nvidia's still trying to push up. I want to see if it hits 90s. I don't want to buy this, to be honest. Problem is other tech is kind of down. So. Back. Go. Alright, it looks like. Yep. Got that right there. We're very green now. Again, there's 190s on Nvidia. That was my story. I thought Nvidia wanted 190s. I thought traders were focused on 190s right here, and so Nvidia helping drag the market back higher. Funny. Probably could have held, but I think I like to attack the top of the range, not necessarily for high breaks. Since sometimes we get to these big levels like 190 and then pull back down. So that would make every day this week green if I stayed on that. And this would be my week if I stayed on it. Today's one of the smaller days this week, but that's all right. Yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna do now. Or maybe I'll keep trading. Should have long silver? I mean, you guys gotta understand, like, this is a day trade, right? So when I say, hey, I'm gonna short 89s on silver, what I meant was that I was going to short here and write it down. And based off of just how I trade, I probably would have taken profit at least somewhere around here. Right? It's not like I'm going to hold it all the way down here and then all the way back up. That's just not how I trade. If you guys watch how I trade, it's just not it. What I said is, like, as we were pushing towards 89, I thought 89 psychological level would reject it, right? I missed the triple. And it did, exactly. It rejected it twice, all the way back down to 88. So a full dollar. It rejected back down. It was a short-term day trade. It's not like I'm going to short silver indefinitely long-term. That's just not what I'm going to do. I don't like shorting like that. That's just, if I short, it's day trading specifically. The silver's up. It's at 89s. Yeah, Nvidia MU both flying this morning at the open, 190 plus for now. Yeah, it's not the easiest price action. And the Kalshi odds for a Greenland deal jumped up. They're at what, 4% chance that we're gonna buy at least part of Greenland now? Yeah, this price action does suck, guys. All right, so remember, markets are probably going to open back up Tuesday. If you want to check out Top Step, again, great way to help support the channel. No PDT and futures. You can day trade the S&P, Nasdaq, Dow. You can see the link in the description. Yeah, guys, listen, this range is too boring. I'm going to cut out of here. It's just too boring. Again, check out Top Step. You want to help support the channel. No PDT rule. Great way to learn. Most day traders lose. This range sucks. It's boring. It's kind of a quiet day. So, yeah, I'm going to get out of here. Again, will we get a tariff decision next week? The next potential date is on Tuesday. Guys, Tuesday. So, hey, listen, enjoy your long weekend. Guys, enjoy your long weekend. We're probably not going to be streaming Monday because nothing's really going on and markets are slow. No economic data today. I don't think we have. Let me make sure. I don't think we have economic data next week. Yeah, nothing scheduled Monday for economic reports. It's a holiday. Nasdaq starting to flush down. I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all be good. Have a great day. I'll be here Tuesday. Tuesday, guys. Again, all love to you guys. Appreciate the. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. Y'all be good. Yeah, y'all have a great day. I'll see you guys later.